Hi. So, in repeating patterns of history, with secret surveillance, overreach to federal powers, tendency in humanity, and then exacerbated by remote torture, I am one of the predictable pattern of citizens that were made a part of the secret surveillance, secret police objects of remote torture and then remote surveillance, as Kevin Christian of Georgia describes. Folks can see outside of my eyes and hang around in the sub-reality and the EMF, and then appear as anybody they want, have huge gangs and access to unlimited federal funds, and it's overwhelming. And then they'll pretend to be stupid or weak in art of war types of calculated interaction with a targeted individual. So 15 years ago, like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 8 years ago, I didn't even think these voices that I heard in my head were in any way really real. I thought it was like psychosis. So, in trying to endure my tortures, maybe even make some peace with them, if that's even possible with the 4% psychopath class, and then enabled by this headgear, and they really can't be killed in front of you. It's quite a pickle. But the target audience is also a factor. And the website onceandforall.com happened to me. Targeted-individuals.com has some good resources for what's going on, understood from military perspectives and whatnot. The International Synthetic Telepathy Agenda. But in these disclosures, some that turned real hot in 2016, and then the invasions from the EMF perpetrators who can assume any form and are like synthetically telepathic and can read up like on all of your social media posts or whatnot and read your mind, and then tell you, give you the same flowers that you thought you liked or the same chocolates or whatnot. This technology is impacting more than just the United States, and it's hard for me to even think because I'm interrupted every 15 to 20 seconds often with neurolinguistic programming. But the International Synthetic Telepathy Agenda, like I've said before, I lose even incarnating. And I'm not a criminal, but in disclosing these matters and then all this, the electric core, the community-based agents, command central, designed, deny life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, losing my constitution 15 years ago, protection from the intelligence communities, rigorous torture every day, gang stalked, community slandered. Thank you to those in the target audience that have been towns I've lived in Oregon, when some of these psychological operations went live, for defending me or supporting me, or simply not believing the overreaching policing powers, that we designed a whole country so these people would not be fucking invading Oregon through the electromagnetic frequency or otherwise. And I lose that too, and I'm afraid in 50 or 150 years, in a lot more painful ways like I've experienced in the last 15 years, people are not going to lose their country. They're going to lose control of their mind and body themselves, as I have. So I don't get to appreciate those in maybe the target audiences of places that I've been that have withstood some of the verbal and legal maneuvering onslaughts of terrorist gangs that can appear as anybody they want. They can pop in and out of reality. They have access to exotic technologies through criminal surveillance groups. If you've defended me or like Oregon, yourselves against this repeating pattern of overreaching federal powers, it's actually the patriotic thing to do. I'm not really the one that's the enemy of the state. If you look at the founding fathers and vision for the country, those with the overreaching federal powers, using the 4% sociopath percentage of the population to destroy my life and 1.5 million TIs every day. Like, thanks for defending me. That disclosing the info put me at real risk. They try to set me up for like crimes I don't commit. This group from the fusion centers have a real problem with child endangerment, and then showing up like as fake EMF people trying to arrange sex crime to hit a political dissident who won't cooperate. So don't believe the slander. I'm routinely tortured every single day. There's nothing constitutional about this. The ones that are actually, if you read the founding fathers, that are criminals against the U.S., myself, criminals against creation itself, are those that keep taking these black bag jobs and criminal surveillance contracts out on me and my family. However, under the Bush administration, I was made a targeted individual. So I mean, I really, they, my rights to the U.S. Constitution and Bill of Rights, even my own thought, my body and mind was stolen covertly in this alphabet soup of overlapping agencies and too big of budgets, looking for problems, torturing people into saying things they normally would never say, and then getting it on camera for their secret surveillance as some kind of shifting sands of proof or reason for why they tortured myself and 1.5 million Americans. It's a symptom of the problem, the garbage problem and the rat problem from all the homeless in LA. Those people are getting broadcast. All those people that showed up to Seattle that they can't house, and there was the documentary Seattle is Dying. It's not their meth or heroin problem. They had that beforehand. They got broadcast. The meth or heroin problem didn't go away, and they're getting driven crazy from people of the comfort of their beds or state-sponsored, both. Passed out on machines, roaming around the United States, not able to be killed, not criminally responsible for any of their behavior in the coming out of the lawlessness of the electromagnetic frequency, and enabling psychopaths, sociopaths, and narcissists to really enjoy their work in destroying the human condition, likely the future of the United States, and my life every day at the same time, along with 1.5 million of my peers. So if you've defended me and I haven't got a chance to say thank you, thank you. I'm not a criminal. And standard boilerplate deep state attacks against a political dissident, they've honed that craft for a very long time, unfortunately, in outfits like the CIA. I really wanted people to go to college. And now I'm maybe a little stronger than I was, more aware, better off in 2019 than I have been in the last 15 years as an unaware TI. I mean, they're real people. They're not only voices in my head. So I'm trying to preserve my life for the next 30, 40 years until I die, hopefully an old man, and seeking brain-computer interface headgear myself so I can take my mind back and not have sender-receiver relationships with my brain that can completely change my behavior. And to the much mocking and ridicule of a blue state wonky Democrat political dissident, I could get tricked into racism, saying or thinking racist things like, you don't want my life, you want your own free will. And yeah, I'm usually a nice person, so, and I'm really not a criminal. Like, they'll deep fake porn in front of an MK Ultra super soldier, like me screwing his ex-wife so that he wants to put a hole through my door in a mental health facility that they housed me with, to just rub it in my face. I'm housed with hostile soldiers. Like, so enjoy that Constitution and Bill of Rights if you still have it. Enjoy not being synthetically telepathic. Enjoy not being a targeted individual. And if you had a chance to defend me from baseless claims and lies and community slander to justify my torture, thank you. Telling the truth about what really I am and who I am helps decrease the likelihood I'll be as tortured to death, I think, is some of my running logic. No rights, no good life, not allowed to think big. Really underestimated the intelligence community, like up until 25 years old, and just only recently learned that I wasn't only crazy for the last 15 years, it was being done to me.